Hello traders, and welcome to the Stop Hunter. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and smash that bell icon. It all helps the channel. Now, they say simplest works best, and this strategy I'm going to give you just coming up certainly falls into that category. It marries the Renko charts, which we know simplifies your trading, takes out the noise, and on top of that, which takes it to a whole new level, we're adding on the super trend indicator. Now I'm going to give you the whole setup, how you get in, how you get out, the stop loss risk management rules, the best markets to trade it on, and some back test data to back it all up. So with all of that, let's get started. Now, first of all, let's set up our trading environment. As you can see on the screen, it is a two-window setup. On the right is our trading execution screen. On the left is our trend filtering noise signaling screen. Now, the one on the left we'll start with first. You can see both are set to 1 minute on this is trading view. Now, yes, I know I am using time in this strategy. I've deliberately done that because it's given me strong backtest results for this setup. So I know it's not traditional. I know you're gonna ping me in the comments below, but it works, right? And you got to give it a chance. It's moving Renko onto the new world order, and like I said, this one on the left, it's all about filtering out the noise. Now it's set to 1, but you've got two choices. You can either have it at 45 minute or 15 minute. What do I mean by that? Well, you're taking the block size of the 45 minute and the 15 minute Renko chart, and we're converting it back to 1 minute, so we get rid of the sort of more of the painting noise there, as well as the market moves around. So we've got this example here in front of you. It's Bitcoin. Let me set up the left hand window first. Now I'm going to get it back to ATR by clicking on there so you can see what I mean. We switch that to 45 minutes. It gives us an ATR 14 period of 1,000 points. Now we want 1.5 ATR for our filter here. So it's obviously quick math. It's a 1500 filter we want. So what we do is we then go back to traditional. So we lock it in, type in the 1500 there. But what we then do is convert it back to the 1 minute. And like I said, that gets rid of some of the repainting noise as the markets move, or if they're more volatile. Bitcoin's very volatile, so it's a handy tool to have. And then on top of that, we've got the super trend. And if I click on there, we get the settings. It's simply 14 period 2.5 multiplier. Now the rules here are, if the price is under the super trend line there and it's red, it's a bearish trade, and if it's above and it's green, it's a bullish trade. And that's when you then take that to the trade window on the right. You're only going to take signals in the direction of the longer term trend filter. Now on the right hand screen, it's a similar type of approach. Now it's set to 1 minute, but actually I want to take the 5 minute ATR times 1.5 to set my block size. So let's just take it back to ATR. Let's move the chart back to 5 minutes. We've got 350 points there at the moment on the 5 minute window. If we times that by 1.5, that's 525. That is our block size for Bitcoin here. We set that back to traditional. We type in 525. Then we flick it back to the 1 minute window. Very important that we do that, again, to help us with the repainting. Now, what else have we got on the chart here? Let's start on the price action. Now we'd set the block sizes. We've got two super trends. We've got one set to 14 2.5, and the other one, the primary one, that's the close one there, 7, 1.5. And down the bottom we've got the RSI indicator. We're not using it like the traditional one. Set to 14 period. You can speed that up if you wanted. You could take it down to 7. Let's just do that and you can see what impact that has. It does change a little bit. It does for different markets impact more, but I'm going to keep it at 14. And what I've done here, the important thing here is the bands. I'm using the middle band as my filter here. So just to let you know on the rule there, that is set at 50, the middle line. If it's above the 50, it is a bullish trade. If it's below, it is bearish. And getting in is really quite easy because we go back to our left hand screen, the trend filter. At the moment it's in a bearish situation, so we would only be looking for short trades. You can further refine this if you wanted to with other indicators, or have rules around if you see the green blocks against, then it's a neutral position. But as you can see at the moment we're in the red, and we go over to our screen on the right, our trade screen. We would look at the RSI, which also confirms a bullish setup at the moment. So actually the two negate, and we would not be looking for any trades at the moment. But the rule set it is starting in the trade window here, above for bullish, and then we're looking for both the super trends to turn green, which they do there. So you might be getting excited thinking you've got the trade, but as we know, we come back across to the filter and it's telling us it is a no-go. Now I set this up originally on the 45 minute. If you want to be more aggressive, you can switch that to the 15 minute and do the same process. Changes the result slightly, but not too badly actually. So it just depends on your risk tolerance, whether you want more signals, more screen watching. It's down to you there, but really this is so simple. It's literally just go over here, decide on the left hand side what the trend is, and then go over here, look on the right hand side and look for the two super trends. Are they lined up? Look for what the RSI is doing, and then you're in the trade. Let's just look at an example where we did get into the trade. When this was about the beginning of the month, August, we were doing this video in, we start to move to a full bearish setup in the Renko trend filter, and as we can see, these two signals here on the super trend were flashing at us to sell. What was going on down at the RSI? It was a sell as well. So looking at that, we were nicely in. That happened around about this time on the trend filter, and we are in the trade. So the next stage is knowing how to get out of the trade you are in. Well, there's various ways you can do it, and they're all tied into the right hand trade screen. It's when if you want to be in a trade longer term, it's when the first super trend indicator changes colour. Now you can see down here we had that nice downtrend and it's gone from red to green. If you want to be aggressive, you could get out there and then you could get back in when they both turn red here, and you get another trade in on the way down if that's what you want to do. Some people like to leave it all the way until two turn the opposite way, and you'd have got out around about here, so you'd have saved yourself getting in and out there. So a bit longer, but the drawdown and the move against you is probably going to be bigger on that trade. But what I've done in this strategy is used an ATR based approach, which has given me the results, the better results in this strategy. There's nothing wrong with doing it the other way, as I said, but for the purposes of this video I'm using this approach. So what is that? So first of all, we've got to start with the stop loss, and I'm going to use an ATR based stop loss, and I'm going to take 2 times the ATR. Now we know that it was 375 for our 5-minute setup there, so we would times that by 2, gives us 750, and that's where our stop would be. Now the trade we saw here, that's probably going to take you to roughly the other side of the super trend lines. Now the target that we are going for is 1.5 times the ATR. So again, 375 times the 1.5 gives you the 525. So we're looking for 525 points on our trade. And obviously, when you see a chart like this, it carries on moving, and you wish you hadn't got out the trade. So a way around that is to maybe have an optional trailing stop set at maybe 1 ATR or a half ATR. So when you reach your exit point, say there, you can then trail it down and then continue in that trend. That's the method I've used for this strategy, and it seemed to have worked pretty nicely. But really, that is the whole strategy. It's as simple as that. Now, what markets have I found this working best on? Maybe you'd like to go away and test your own markets, but my tests, we've got 10 here: S&P 500, Nasdaq 100, gold, Bitcoin, crude oil, 3 currency pairs: the euro, US dollar, pound against the dollar, and US dollar against the yen. Then Nat gas and the German stock market there, the DAX 40. So the goals of this strategy are to firstly capture the strong trends, identifying them, and then being able to target in on them, reducing the market noise through the Renko charts and the trend filtering, then improving trade precision, optimizing the risk reward ratio, achieving high win rates while still maintaining a robust performance across the markets. Let's do a quick recap then of what we've learned so far. So in terms of tools and indicators, we got the Renko charts, the primary time frame, the 1-minute Renko chart. Remember, we were using the 5 period block size there. The filter time frame, either 15 or 45 minutes, flicked back to the 1-minute setup. The super trend indicators on the 1-minute chart, you see the 2 there, ATR period and multiplier. For the first one, 14 and 2.5, and then for the second, 7 and 1.5. We got the RSI as well, don't forget, 14 period, and we got the traditional 70-30 setup, but we were using the 50 period in the middle. And for the 15-minute/45 minute filter that we flip back to the 1-minute chart, then we were using an ATR period of 14 and a multiplier of 2.5 for the super trend indicator. And setting up the trend filter, either 15 or 45 minute, replace the 15 here with 45 if that's the approach you want to take. To configure the Renko blocks, 1.5 times the ATR of the 15 or 45 minute chart, and the super trend indicator, as we know, 14 and 2.5. I'm setting up the 1-minute Renko chart with a 5-minute block size. We obviously got to open the trading platform, load the 1-minute Renko chart, configure the Renko blocks. It's 1.5 times the ATR of the 5-minute chart. Then we're going to apply the super trend indicators, the primary and the secondary, with those inputs, as you can see on the screen there, and then the RSI set to 14 periods. Entry rules for a buy signal on the 1-minute chart: the primary super trend is green, the secondary is green, and the RSI is above 50 but ideally below 70. And remember, our filter 15-45 minute will be green as well, and it's vice versa for the sell signal. Now, in terms of exiting, these were the other options I gave you. On the 1-minute chart, when the super trend, the primary super trend, turns bearish, that's for a buy trade, and the secondary super trend then also becomes bearish, so that's the 2 coming together and giving you that longer term trade. Or the RSI drops below 50 or approaches overbought levels. you know, like I said, it's totally up to you how you want to do it, but I used the stop loss and profit target method for this strategy. Now the stop loss I was setting as 2 ATR and the profit target at 1.5 times, but remember I mentioned that you could maybe set a 1 times ATR trailing stop. Now for general stop loss you could maybe use this approach anyway, or use the other side of the super trend lines as your initial stop loss approach. So with the summary taken care of, let's move on to some actual backtesting results. Now I'm going to focus on my 5 most successful out of those 10 that I showed you earlier. One of them crude oil. You can just see here a summation of the trades. I did multi-year backtest, 850 trades in it, and you can sort of start to see how long the trades last. You know, anything from, you know, a couple of hours to, you know, 6 hours in that, you know, example there, and you can start to see the size of the sort of profits you can achieve and the consistency there in the numbers and the, you know, sort of entry exit points, to seeing that, you know, there's not a, you know, great move in there to help you, you know, to capitalize on the strategy. So you can see my top 5: the S&P 500, Nasdaq 100, gold, Bitcoin, crude oil. I've rounded up those number of trades in there, but you can see a win ratio of anywhere between 71 and 80% there. Pretty decent Sharp as well, from 1.9 and 2.1. The Kelly criterion there is the amount, the percentage of the portfolio that you should risk on any one of these trades. For example, S&P 500 0.15%, that's of 1%. Risk return ratio, again, not bad, anywhere between 1.6 and 2. Risk of ruin, 2 to 6% there. You know, not bad profit factor, and drawdowns anywhere between 8% and 18%. There you go, that's it. That's my simple Renko Super Trend strategy. I hope you found it useful and you can take away some of that into your own world of trading. Don't just rely on what I've put in here. Please go away and do your own testing. You know, very thoroughly do your own due diligence, come up with your own results and set up before, you know, committing your own funds into, you know, going live with your trading. But it is a great strategy, really like it. I think I'm going to put the results of my own trading on this strategy into the Traders Club that I run on the YouTube channel, and you can find out more at the end of this video. And also, if you're feeling still a little bit confused about the Renko charts, got a playlist as well coming up for you, that if you work your way from the top to the bottom, you're going to come out the other side a master of the Renko chart. And also recently done a video on Supertrend as in its standard form. Watch that as well, put all those together, and then maybe revisit this strategy video again, work your way through it, and it might, you know, make more sense and be more usable in your world. So those links to those videos and playlists coming up right now.